to this segment of ZoeTV. We have a great show for you today. We're very excited. So as part of our pillar profile, we have Tiffany Foss, and she has a resident volunteer that's going to be talking with us a little bit. And then we have Bill Terrell, who is going to be our resident profile. Bill talks a little bit about what Zoe life has meant to him, his time in the GCA, that type of thing. Very exciting. And we have recipes from Jake today and tips from this guy right here. And it's just a great show. So,
it is, and I think what's fun about this show is watching the volunteer aspect of what Tiffany's and you are executing, and then watching Bill, President GCA, volunteer his whole year to that group, and how that volunteerism and vocationalism and that pillar is just growing into 2020 and what's coming.
And we have a lot of new things that are going to be coming that way, so we're excited about it. So stay tuned, and we've got Jake coming up with some recipes.
Hello friends, I'm Jake Van Kooten. I am the executive chef of Glencroft's Center for Modern Aging, and today we're going to make cucumber and pineapple salad. So for this salad, it's a very simple ingredient list. We have some fresh squeezed lime juice. We have some fresh cilantro, which we've already rinsed and dried off. We have our fresh cucumbers, and then we have our fresh pineapples. All right, so for our first ingredient, we're gonna take our cucumber and we're gonna prep it and get it ready. And when we make this salad, we really wanna make sure that all of our pieces are very similar in size. So we're gonna take off the cores of the cucumber. We're gonna halve the cucumber, and we're actually going to quarter the cucumber one more time. So now you have 4 nice pieces of cucumber. So when we get to that pineapple, we're gonna have to make sure that those are all very similar in size. We're then gonna make nice 1/2-inch cuts of those quartered cucumbers. So when selecting a pineapple, the first step you're gonna do is you're gonna flip it over and you're gonna smell it. Most of the sugars flow down. The pineapple's trying to grow up, but we need to smell the sugar from the bottom. That's how you tell it's ripe. Also with the coloring, you can tell if it's a nice yellow, it's ready to go and it's nice and ripe. So from there, we're gonna break off the top. We don't need this, it's inedible. So we have our pineapple. What do we do from here? Well, it's kind of wobbly. We basically need to make it so we can cut it. So we're gonna basically cut the ends off so we can have a nice stable platform to be able to clean cut and have a nice even pineapple. So from here, I basically take my knife and I run it down the core of the pineapple, making sure to get these eyes. And now I have a visual of the actual meat, the body of the pineapple. So I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna basically run down those eyes, being very careful not to take off too much pineapple in the process. Now we have our clean pineapple. We have no more eyes, all the skin's off, all the roots off. Now we're left with this core. So the way we take that core out, the best way for this is we just go right down the center, leaving the core intact. And now we've exposed the core. Core is basically right down there, nice drawn little line. This is the core. This is a very inedible piece. It is very bitter and it has no nutritional value. Now we need to make similar cuts to the pineapple like we did to the cucumber. So the way we're gonna do that is by leaving this flat, we're gonna quarter both of these. We're gonna flip them back on the side. We're gonna quarter that, so now you have 4 nice pieces. We're gonna put those back together. And we want these to be very similar in size, so it's a very even salad. If you end up on the ends with a little bit of pieces, that's okay. That's extra flavor. When you're done dicing the pineapple to make it very similar in cut as the cucumber, you're gonna add the pineapple to the cucumber. I take my bowl, scrape everything into the bowl. So the last two steps we're gonna do is we're gonna take that nice clean bunch of cilantro and we're gonna leave it all together in a nice band. We're not gonna use that, the stems. We're gonna just use the leaves. I'm gonna set the stems there. We're gonna roll this into a nice bunch and we're gonna chop the cilantro. You don't wanna leave big leaves. You want it to be nice little pieces and no stems. If you see any visibly large stems as you kind of pick through it, you don't want those in your mix because those will end up in your salad. Okay, now that we have some nice chopped cilantro, we're gonna take that cilantro, we're just gonna have one nice pinch and we're gonna add it right to our salad. And a little bit more. And we're gonna take some of that fresh squeezed lime juice and we're just gonna kind of coat it, probably about a good 1/4 cup. Now that we have the lime juice and the cilantro, the pineapple and the cucumber all in one bowl, we're just gonna marry them all together. We're gonna get all those flavors melting together, the acid of the citrus, the sweetness of the pineapple. This salad will last probably about 2 to 3 days. After about 2 days, the acid from the lime and the pineapple will actually begin to break it down. It'll break down the cilantro, it'll discolor it, and it'll actually break down the cucumber to make it really mushy and not very edible. So you really want to enjoy it right out of the bowl. We're gonna prepare that. Just a nice little salad right there for you. Again, my name is Jacob Van Kooten. I'm the executive chef of Glencroft Center for Modern Aging, and this has been Pineapple Cucumber Salad.
So today on our resident profile, we have Bill Terrell. We're so excited that you're here with us today.
Thank
Bill
you.
is the president of the GCA, but he is ending his term in about 2 weeks, correct? So we're going to talk to him a little bit about his experience with the GCA this last year and what Zoe Life has meant to him. So welcome, Bill.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
We love having you.
Yeah.
Bill's been a staple in the Performance Center
Absolutely.
for a while now, right? You were back in beta, what?
Beta 1.
Beta 1, man. It's been a long time. It's like
has.
this whole year has just
I know.
flown by. So you came into beta and workout with the perspective of you wanted an outlet to be able to work on your body, get some content in terms of your, I want to burn calories, I want to maybe eat a little better, I want to get stronger. What are some of the things you work on down there?
Well, actually, some of the things we work on is that I love the leg work because that keeps, I'm scared of hip joints and knee joints, and I want to keep them healthy. So that was one of my priority things. The other priority thing I had in mind was I have had some broken bones in the past, some shoulders and so forth, and I don't want them to get rigid. So the exercise on the arms and the legs is absolutely imperative that I do this. My entire life, I have been just an ounce overweight. So I've been trying to stick to the diet much better than I am, and I have found that the diet is really very good. There's a few things on there I don't particularly like, but you pass those up and you go get what you want.
You can get lots of options. So have you been active your whole life? Have you exercised and worked out throughout your life, to your adult lifetime?
Periodically.
Yes.
Periodically.
Okay.
I was very active. I was not an athlete in school or in college. I was not that. So the strenuous types of exercises are all new to me, but I'm learning to love them.
Oh, that's great.
Well, what I really like about having Bill down there is he's got a routine in place.
Yes.
That he gravitated towards. It took some time to kind of get that routine in place, but now, he comes in, he gets on the recumbent bike. What's our time we're up to?
30 minutes.
30 minutes on the bike. And at what resistance are we?
5.
That's a workout
great.
right there.
Yes, it is.
Then he gets off, We get on the weights. We get on the stretching. We get on our band work.
Get on the band work.
Now talk about the band work, because when I've had a lot of residents see you over there working on the bands a little different than they are.
Yeah.
But again, it's customized, right?
That's
so
right.
He's doing some band work specific to some shoulder work that he needs to get done. Tell us a little about that.
Okay. A few years ago, I fractured my shoulder, and I virtually had no strength in my right arm. So when he introduced me to the bands, I figured, okay, now is a chance to get that shoulder back. So I can do the stretches this way, I can do the stretches this way, I go up over my head, and then knowing that I just go absolutely straight out and down. Then I try and put behind my back, stretch across the back of my head and back.
One of the biggest things that he's working on with getting that stronger is also his posture. Working on getting his posture better, getting a little bit taller. And that coupled with some of the strengths and the dumbbells and the stuff that we're doing with the weights and the cardio and the stretching, and then we end up over on the table. What do we do on the table?
Well, I do the belly crunches up, and I do the side thigh and knee exercises out to the side, and I do the leg tensioning. I'm trying to get my legs to stay straight when I lean over, so I have the resistance over my feet to pull them in straight.
Oh my goodness!
So
he's a worker. I mean, we're down there. How long do we normally go when you come down?
Hour to an hour and 10 minutes.
So, and it's very consistent. Like our timing is like you could clock him and it would be that same 60, 70 minutes, getting those same things in place. But I think it's helping, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, it is helping. I have lost some weight. Don't ask me how much, but I have lost it, and I am keeping it off. My goal, starting in this year, is I want to lose another, maybe 5 pounds. I don't care, 5, 10 pounds, but that's kind of my goal.
Realistic.
Gradually get rid of it, because I don't want to get dependent on aids.
I
want, I don't want to get dependent on crutch or walker or cane.
Assistance.
I want to, and I really feel that this program is designed for that.
Well, that's the entire reason we started down there. Fall prevention, to help give off some of these mobility devices and get a little strength.
That's right.
So when you first started in the program, were you exhausted, or did it kind of gradually invigorate you?
No, I wasn't exhausted from the very beginning. I think just because I was active, but not in exercising. Not in the form.
But your stamina was good.
Absolutely. But I think the thing that I talked to Steve about was when it first started, I would get a little bit stiff in my joints, in my muscles, but I never hurt.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I never hurt, but I got real stiff in several places.
And did the stiffness go away?
Oh, absolutely. Just in just a couple of times that I did it.
Yeah.
And it hasn't come back. So
like anything new, right? I mean, you're going to have that little curve, but I think that's a good statement to make. Is I think some people are hesitant because they don't want to go through that soreness. I'm nervous. I don't want to go. And someone like this can say, "Hey, look, I was a little stiff, but I never had this soreness that some people might experience when they go to the gym, because we're doing it so safely, using your own body weight, mobility work. It's such a different animal down here."
Well, I'm such a sissy anyway. I don't want it to hurt, and it didn't. And I feel that now, after, I don't know how long I've been there, a long time, but I feel at this point, I'm doing everything in the world that I was asked to do. It's taken a little while to get some of them developed just right, but it's working.
That's
so great. So tell us a little bit about this year with the GCA.
Well, this year with the GCA has been a phenomenal year. We've had some issues we've never had to deal with before, and so we had to involve some other people other than just GCA members. We had to involve some of the staff and so forth. We had to, we wanted to get rid of some property that we owned, and it's kind of difficult when the ownership finally resulted back to us and not Glencroft, but we're very happy to say that contribution In fact, just today, I got a letter back from the company, and they're doing marvelous things with it.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
That's what we had envisioned.
Yes.
There was a lot of flack about getting rid of them. This was the handbells.
Yes.
But we gave them to a Christian church, not denomination Christian, but a Christian type church. And we just got a note back from them just today from the man that runs the church, and he says, with this contribution, they now can sustain the bell choir that they had before it expanded, and there's enough bells there. They're starting a child's bell choir.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
Super.
That's what we wanted.
That's it, right?
It took a long time, but it worked.
Well, good for
we
you.
just have to make sure that they come over here and perform
That's
for
right.
us. So,
Well, we might be invited to go over there.
well,
that's
that would be
good.
lovely.
But yeah, that's one of the things we wrote in there is we want to hear them.
Good.
We want to hear the
Wonderful.
Glen Frog bells.
Besides these letters and that, you've had a big week, personally.
I've had a big week personally. I just become a great granddaddy twice
This
month.
week.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, this month.
This month,
Yeah,
okay.
just a week. One day last week and one day this week.
Yes, I know.
Amazing time, isn't
Yeah,
it?
amazing. One's California and one's local.
And then your son or grandson, which one got the big promotion
My
with the Rockies?
grandson, who is a pitcher with the Colorado Rockies. He was a pitcher several years, and just this week he was offered a 2-year contract to be a pitching coach
With the Rockies.
Nice.
with the Rockies.
Oh, how
and
wonderful.
he will run the Lamar, Colorado team to begin
so
with for 2
How
years.
exciting. Oh, my
He
goodness,
comes in with these
yes.
stories and workout, and I'm always like,
I know.
cool family you have. And
I
it's
do.
Cool. I
I
mean,
do.
it's just
Well, we're
amazing.
sad to see him leave the GCA as president this year, but we're so appreciative of everything that you have contributed to this campus and everything that you did throughout the year, Bill. We just love you to death. And
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
That's very nice to know because, like I say, there's been some ups and downs, and I like to wind up in more ups and downs.
Of
Yeah.
And you know what? You guys just haven't got rid of me that
Yeah,
easy.
well,
I'll
no.
be around another year
Of
as
course
past
you
president.
are.
Good. Well, we love having you.
That's
I love
good.
having you in workout.
Yes.
And the campus is all the better for having
That's
you.
right.
Well, one of the things I really want to say about as being president of the GCA, what most people don't know was just last year before I took over this presidency, my wife passed away. And I just told him point blank, no. I just didn't want to. Then I got to thinking about it, and John Smith came to me and he said, Bill, he said, if you're willing to take this on, he said, I will guarantee you all of the support you need.
Aw.
Guess what? It was there.
Aw.
I am so glad I
That's
did
wonderful.
it. I'm
Yes.
so glad I did. And yeah,
And now your year is coming to an end.
years
so-
coming to an end. I'm happy. I've got
Yes.
great news with my grandkids.
so
I'm great
fun.
happy. Get some real good letters on things we did.
Yep.
And
And you're healthier.
see, and I'm healthier.
Yeah.
I'm not able to slap you around yet, but I'll get there.
Well, appreciate having you on.
Bill, thank you for being on the show today.
Well, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. And I want you guys to know that I am so in love with Glenn Crawford. That's when I lost my
Thank
wife.
you.
I said, I'm here forever.
That's awesome.
Good.
We love
You're going to
having
carry me out in a pine box.
I know.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, for today's fitness tip, we thought we would show you what we called the diamond squat. Now, the diamond squat has this name because your feet and your hips are kind of making the shape of a diamond, okay? You can kind of see my biggest stressor when I do this exercise with our residents down here is you want your feet just past shoulder width, okay? And I want these toes turned out. I hate looking at these toes either in or even straight ahead because my biggest safety mechanism is to protect your knees when you're doing a squat, okay? So we always work toes out. You're holding on to something. So again, in the room, we like the staircase because it's a pretty good level for Tom or whoever to perform the exercise. At home, you could use a wall, you could use anything. But we like this right here. Toes open, critical mass, okay? Just past shoulder width. Now, what you're gonna see Tom do is a squat where he is really work on his tall, height, posture, sit down on his hips, stand back up. And the biggest thing I stress to these guys when they do it is when they squat, I don't want this knees bowing this way. I want them traveling directly over that toe line. So we open the toes, and when we do that squat, we want those knees to slide down that toe line, okay? So you're gonna watch him. All his weight is gonna be put down into his heels, so he's gonna squat down into his heels. His knees are opening down that toe line, and he's working on his posture and working on his core strength. So these hips right here, his quads, his glutes, everything is getting the strength that a normal squat would have. But this safety mechanism of holding this staircase or holding something helps us A, keep his chest up, and B, make sure he doesn't tip over on us. So Tom here does 30 of these. That's a lot, but he does 30 in a row, which is what we shoot for. At home, if you want to try these, even if you did 5, that's fantastic, okay? But Tom's been at this for a long time, so he's up to 30. That's only the first part of this exercise. The second part, go ahead and relax. The second part is going to be a squat where he drops down, but the difference is we try to lift Tom's heels off the ground, and he does these little baby squats. So let's show him, Tom. So sit, heels come up really high, and then he works those hips up and down. So it's a little bit small range of motion on these little baby squats, but with his heels up, I got his calves in play, I got these quads are barking, I got these hips on fire, I got the glutes engaged, I got his core tight, his posture looks good, and these little baby squats, I can't stress it enough, they are burning him out. So he does 60 of those in a row. Okay, go ahead and relax. So we do 30 big ones with Tom, then we go into 60 little guys, and then just to finish them off, we go back to 30 big. So we call them big, baby, big. That's how we remind these guys of what we want. So here comes back to the big ones. So this would be his second part of this baby transition back to these big. So this would be his 30, 60. Now he's on his last part of that last 30 to give him one full set. So 30, 60, 30 is one set. Okay, go ahead and relax. And Tom actually does 3 different sets. So he'll do 30, 60, 30, 3 different times, which is a ton. So at home, if you want to try these, start with 5. Go 5 big, 5 baby, 5 big. That would be one set. And that could be all you do that day, and that's fantastic. But if you incorporate this with the past 7 tips of the days, and you start working range of motion of your shoulders, posture, strength, all the stuff we've been showing you, culminating in this kind of activity, you're gonna find yourself in a great position to fight those falls.
So today we're gonna be talking about our vocational pillar and volunteerism. And we've asked Tiffany Foss to be on the show. She actually, the two of us, are in charge of the vocational pillar. And I know that she brought a guest with her today, so we want her to go ahead and introduce her. And let's talk a little bit about what you guys do as part of the vocational pillar.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
I brought Annie Fougere with us today. She is not only my volunteer in activities, but she also volunteers in different groups on the campus. She's lived here now for
4 years.
4 years, and with her help, we have really kind of molded, since I came into this position, new time sheets, a new volunteer application. What you explained some of the things that we've done to better the volunteerism here on campus.
Well, Glencroft
Application-wise, I'm sorry.
wants to do a better type of tracking as to exactly where people volunteer.
Right.
So I just recently adjusted the form so
Yes.
that we could do that. But I also went through the entire application and we updated it. We got rid of stuff that really wasn't relevant.
Right.
So I've worked with Tiffany on those type of things.
Yeah.
So how important do you feel volunteerism is on our campus?
I feel like it is very important. It is very important for these residents to keep them busy, to get them out of their home. You know, when you do retire, a lot of these residents, they get bored. You know, you can only read so many books. You can only watch Lifetime for so many, you know what I'm saying. So it's a community, and with our marketplace and our tulip patch and our, resident reps and all these different things that coalesce, I guess that would be the word, I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's important that these residents come together and keep them busy.
Yeah.
When you say, I mean, what are the things that you do on campus here besides work for us and activities?
I'm also the treasurer for the GCA, and next year will be my 4th year and also my last year. And somebody else will take over in that position. And I'm the Court 6 rep. And the other thing about volunteering is, like, I started with another friend, we started a needlecraft group. And one of the neat things here is, if there's a program that they don't have that you want, you can go down and talk to them, and they will start that program.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have a wee bowling team, and I participate in a lot of the activities. I go to a lot of the entertainment, most of the off-campus things and the on-campus things. And
Annie, do you think that being a part of the volunteer program is beneficial to your health?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That being with other people, socializing.
Right.
As my sister said, you have more friends now than you've had at any other point in your life. And it's true.
Yeah, I love that.
It's absolutely true.
Sure. It keeps you busy, it keeps you active, it gives you a sense of purpose. I mean, why wouldn't anybody volunteer?
Right.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, it's very important, I think.
That's great.
The volunteering, the participating, that social interaction, that having a purpose for getting up in the morning and going someplace, that's all really important.
Well, and I think is where we're headed now, with the vocational pillar being the 6th pillar in the hierarchy, and how the spiritual and the emotional and physical all lean on each other as we put these tools in the tool chest for all of our residents to gain knowledge and insight and keep building them.
That's
this like really impressive army to be able to lean on the vocational pillar last, whether it's volunteering here on campus or some of the opportunities that are coming up this next semester to do some over-the-walls volunteerism type things, but that all of these pillars have led to this moment of repurposing and direction and all these things in your life to be able to make an impact.
Right. And there's so many opportunities here on campus, but we're also working on getting some opportunities off campus for those that, don't want to stay on campus and want to actually go out and meet new people out in the community and that type of thing. So it's
a lot to come for that.
A lot to come.
Yes, a lot to come for that. So, yeah. How do you run your events with all the volunteers? Well,
we have right now, for our volunteer program, we have 194 active volunteers.
Okay.
That is a lot of volunteers on campus that is all over helping in any ways. We do, as you know, we do huge events. One of our last events that we did was 186 people in the auditorium for our Winterfest Christmas dinner.
Right.
If it wasn't for the volunteers selling the tickets, helping me put the posters up, to advertise for it, getting tickets, I mean, it is a community, and Ross and I would not be able to do some of the things that we do if it wasn't for everybody coming together, just not in volunteers, but in different departments too.
Right.
We all work together so well that it just really put on, I mean, wouldn't you say one of the best shows all year?
It's wonderful.
It was.
Everybody was thrilled with that.
I know everybody was
amazing
talking about it.
And to see not only the residents working together, volunteering, dietary coming together, all these different media, everybody coming together just to pull this off, and everybody just had such a wonderful event,
I love it. Well, Annie, thank you for coming with Tiffany today. We really appreciate your input. I'm going to be working on saying her last name. And Tiffany, thank you for joining us so much. We really appreciate it. We have some great things that are going to be coming in 2020 under the vocational pillar. So thank you.
What a show!
I know. This was another really good show.
We say it every time.
Every week.
But to have a president with us.
Yes.
And we had the president.
We did have the president with us today.
That's super cool. I was kind of nervous. Were you nervous?
No, but it was nice to be able to say, what a great job he's done this year, and to get his perspective on how everything was going in the
That's
GCA.
right. That's
and
right.
Some of the things that meant a lot to him.
And we're lucky because Bill Beeman has worked out with us since Beta 1.
Yes.
And then Bill, obviously. And so we've always had that GCA
kind of celebrity.
But we've always enjoyed having them down there because we want them vested in this process.
Right.
The GCA, so much of the GCA is our beta testers.
That's right.
And who we are. I mean, we're all one. But to get their perspective of what's happening in the Performance Center and what ZoeLife truly is intangible to them, and hearing how it's affected him.
Of course.
I just enjoy it.
I know you did. Well, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.